You guys may remember a cover I worked on a while ago. It was for the next big music album directed by Kevin Folk, Sunshine in Suburbia. Well, since then the project changed big time. Now it's not a big album, but a trilogy of 3 smaller EPs. Each EP will have a cover made by a different artist, and I got to work on the first one when the other 2 were already done. The process turned out to be a huge journey with the craziest experiments and an awesome result. The first EP is already out today, so you can check it out in the description with the final version of the cover. Anyway, here goes the process. Okay, you guys ready? So anyway, Kevin gave me a couple of ideas, but I really wanted to just focus on the sound and see what I can come up with. Overall, I kind of saw what the other 2 artworks are like, so I'm not completely in the dark, which is good because, you know, trilogy should have some kind of a common style at least. Let's continue listening to this and I'll just meditate for a couple of minutes and see what I can find on the canvas here. This is a quick sketch of the idea. So I drew this while listening to all 3 tracks, keeping in mind several things about the rest of the covers. Number 1, both of them had clean black backgrounds. Both of them were minimalistic with a certain object in the center and nothing on the sides. So it's like this. And number 3, both of them were blue. Obviously the whole theme of the covers should be like blue on black. The whole concept here is pretty simple really, as it should be, I think. This is a tree. It's gonna be of like blue glowing energy, something like that. And what's interesting about this tree is that it actually doesn't grow upwards. It grows into its core from the branches, which are sort of like waterfalls of life, energy, or water. I don't know, matter? It doesn't matter. And it should have these moments like in here, in here, and here, and here, where it's like an invisible, you know, like an obstacle of the waterfall, where the water makes this little step and goes on. So we're gonna be like having this nice mixture between the physical and real water render and the surreal energy kind of look with the blue glow. So that's the idea. Let's move on and copy this quick sketch I did in my own app called Craft Pro, link in the description, and copy it to the full-blown big drawing app of choice, Art Studio Pro. Let's move on, shall we? Oh no, it's not the day for you. Go. Okay everyone, I'm gonna save us all some time, and let's just say yesterday did not bring me any good results, so let's start over pretty much. I don't know, I felt like this was going somewhere. Today I woke up, turned on my iPad, and literally my reaction was, ugh, no. First of all, this is not a blue image. At all. It's pretty much green-red, with some blues as well. It's a full-color image. Number 2 is just such a 101 lame, boring story of just drawing a tree from a side. Like, seriously, brain? This is the best you can do after not practicing drawing for a while? Right now, I'm just gonna listen to more of the EP and see what I can come up with, and I will start in black and white. That's the plan for now. Okay. I actually got something. Kevin will probably say no, but this is the only thing I can think of right now. As you can see, I googled people wearing masks wrong. I also read like a little promotional description of the album, and it said something about an opportunity of relief during these trying times. To forget about everything and to actually relax, be free, the way people would really like to live their lives right now. So I was thinking, how about it could be like a person's head, somewhat happy and relaxed, and they're wearing their mask like this on their eyes, and they're smiling. Something like this, but actually going completely different. I was thinking creating like a smiley face, like emoji, of this. So it would be a smiling face with a face mask on the eyes. I know, we'll see, but literally that's what I'm going with. I need to look up some emojis and stuff. Only I was thinking like 8-bit stuff to go all the way with it. So 16 by 16 pixels. I guess that's the default old school resolution for an emoji. To think of it, I may have to go with a much higher resolution than 15 pixels or something, because it would be pretty hard to visualize a recognizable face mask in a wrong place, so it would be clear what it is in just 15 pixels, so maybe 32 would be a good idea. Yeah, this feels like a message. A Hitler mustache. That's a cool look. I'll just leave it like this. Like, it's cool. Have fun. Enjoy the sound. I wonder if I'm just wasting time here and Kevin will go, yeah, no, I'd rather have you actually paint something. God damn it. Okay, so that's a no on the smiley face. Like, first of all, we could go on and elaborate on the design and make things better than they are here. Maybe add some glitch on top. Cool stuff, probably. But also probably not the best cover you can come up with. Like, I would say this emoji looks pretty dull. There's another problem. There's a possible issue, like a risk, with the famous smiley face brand. That's a pretty big 101 case about copyright. The brand smiley face that literally has the default kind of smiley face being copyrighted, and they're making a lot of money every year using that copyright everywhere, which is kind of a mess, but we really don't want to touch that. So, based on all those reasons, Kevin and I started thinking on what we could do differently, because I just listened to the sound, the mood, and other covers too, and I just don't want to paint a traditional painting here. It just doesn't work. It may have never really worked for any of the albums that were released before, but I was kind of inside of my own box and not really questioning that, like I just paint whatever I see. So now we're trying 3D. It has to be this, you know, recently trendy, fancy style of a retro, glitchy, intentionally basic 3D. So the story is actually almost the same as we had with the emoji stuff, but now it's actually gonna be like a default, sort of a smooth 3D head wearing a face mask on its eyes and having some sort of a 3D trip. I'm gonna have to search that, but first we need to find our head. Because I really feel like there is a way to find a good head without having to waste time on modeling it. So let's see what we can find. So I've been looking for stuff for a little while, and I think I found good stuff, but I'm still very doubtful because it's surprisingly, or not surprisingly at all, why would anyone work for free, but it is a lot harder than one would think to find a free model that would actually have Creative Commons Zero license. Meaning you don't have to pay money to get the model to download it, and then if you're producing something that you're gonna be making money of, we wouldn't have to pay any kind of royalties. So pretty much Creative Commons Zero is the license where you don't have to give anything to the creator of that model. The point is, I think I finally found this royalty-free license. Good enough. And it's free. Now I need to read into this a little bit, which is weird. This video turns into a legal advice. One problem here. I'm not seeing Creative Commons Zero, I'm seeing royalty free, which may mean all kinds of custom things they may understand under that term. It may still be an attribution license, which means if you're releasing an album with a cover, you will need to tell everyone, hey, this 3D model was made by this guy. Like, okay, honestly, that seems again like some kind of a minefield there, so let's keep searching. Oh my god. Oh wow. What a beautiful man. This is kind of meditative. Mostly females. No one's modeling just a default guy. Like, almost default, but again, this is a woman. Like, it doesn't really matter. Thing is, we're gonna cover the eyes. There's barely gonna be anything in terms of gender or anything. Creative Commons Zero. Okay. Even though this is a very detailed, looks like a 3D scan, really, I'm gonna count my blessings and just download this and get to work. No copyright. Good enough for me. Goodbye, Suzanne. Okay, I can see there's different levels of definition, which are represented in different file sizes. I'm gonna go with the smallest one. Oh my god, that's the smallest one? Good thing I went with it. Okay, now we're cooking. Actual, completely free, no strings attached mesh of a human head. Just what I needed. Now here I also found a couple of my own old photos. Not sure if any of them are even remotely fitting, but let's just start with these as something to put in the background. This looks kinda cool. Vaporwave, statue kinda stuff. Oh, there's a chipped part on the ear here. Ah, you and your beautiful Fresnel reflections. That's not the way retro style looks like. Yeah, definitely no shadows, I think. Okay, now for the actual mask, right? Ew, what is that? Some kind of stuff that held the hair together for the model? Well, we don't see it, so it's fine. Let's shade you smooth, by the way. Right, on the eyes. It's kind of hard. You see so much face masks worn on the mouth and nose these days. Keep forgetting what I need to do. Okay, this is for the little folds. I hope that's gonna work out. First it's like that. Then we need to deselect some of this stuff and keep going. Something like that. Hey, it's kind of getting somewhere. I didn't expect it. Well, that's looking pretty cool. Okay, so this stuff, like this, done. Now I'll continue by moving this to Photoshop, apply all kinds of filters and try different backgrounds, so see you there. Alright, here we go. About 24 hours and a whole bunch of experiments later, this is the kind of look I'm going for, but what I did discover in all of this is I need to go back to Blender. For this kind of style I'm getting here, it would be really cool to get another light source from like that side. If I add this, I'll be able to actually make the tiny line of the shadow in here actually black. I think it has a certain like retro photo or 3D turns to color banded asset kind of look, which is something I really dig here. So that's one thing, and another, we can actually benefit from a much higher resolution model. Like sometimes for this kind of games, they use photos of some kind of models made of Play-Doh or clay, and that gives it like a very special definition to the surface. On these lines, they will be a bit more complex and more interesting. And probably to keep up with that, we'll do the same thing with the mask. Maybe I'll sculpt in some tight kind of clothy, plasticky folds. Let me show you real quick what I did in here, like for the background photo and for the 3D model. Both of them are actually much lower resolution, so this is 640 pixels tall. And to convert this to this kind of look, I was using a change of modes, like color modes for the document. So I was using indexed color. Here I am, I zoom in, now I switch to index color, and this is the kind of thing we get. I used uniform mode because uniform means this format will have to use the whole color circle spread evenly. So 32 colors spread all over the color circle, which means the colors that will actually at least remotely fit into representing the original image will be probably very rare, like distant from each other, and not very convenient. Like that's how we get these weird colors, and that's exactly what I need. And of course, initially it would look, say, like this, like pure color banding. I like adding diffusion. Initially it would be 100%, but if you keep the diffusion very mild, 16 or 8, you get a nice portion of diffusion that makes a certain hint on gradients, but also leaves a lot of these flat areas to showcase the actual color banding. Also, real quick, in here you can choose transparency, so you keep the transparent background. That's also very useful. Yeah, when it's in index, you see you can't add even a layer, because that's how limiting this mode is. So all we can do is just keep this image here, close this smart object, and same thing goes for this background. We close that smart object, and then we combine them in the master document, PSD document, that is RGB. Then on top of that, I use a clip masking and apply some gradient maps to specify maybe I want to make a bit more artistic case out of these layers of colors, so I'm interpreting them. Anyway, let's get back to Blender and continue working on this. Alright, so here I am. I replaced the model of our head with a higher definition one. It looks a lot more fun. I think these little bumps and cavities will turn out pretty cool looking in our posterization effect. Right now I'm switching to sculpting the mask, and I don't know, it's subject to some artistic freedom, considering that I probably won't be able to find a good reference for that. I'll probably look for it a little bit and then we'll do it my way anyway. Ah, nice. Using the crease brush with negative value. This creates really cool sharp spikes on this stiff cloth. Okay, now some quick strokes with some kind of jitter on top, like really big ones with very low value. Just to add a little bit of a crunchy, not perfectly plastic look. There, that should give some nice deviations on the lines of color banding. That will look pretty cool, I think. Now, I also wanted to move these strips around, of course, because that's not a proper place to connect these. Was that it? I don't remember already. Now, back in Photoshop, I'm gonna save it as a new document. Let's replace these guys with the new ones. Oh my god, that's like immediately such a cool look. Just the noisy patterns of diffusion bring in the illusion of some kind of texture, and well, the amount of detail is just about enough for it to look photorealistic. Really cool. Still, like, infinite amount of ways of how exactly I could go with the amount of colors, with which exact colors would be applied, therefore where this outline would be. Oh my god, I just remembered I wanted to add another light source. Back to Blender. God damn it. Oh my god, that looks golden. Like, this is a good thing to adjust to see how sharp of this gradient we want. I think I want to get like a full range of brightness, so make sure I don't make it too soft, because I then don't get the dark enough color here. Gotta be strategic with that. Now let's actually render the face without the mask. Maybe color correct it first to get a stronger contrast of lighting. Ooh. Oh my god, it looks like I'm playing some old awesome game. Such a cool look. Man, I love this stuff so much. Look at these greens. What the hell are you doing here, greens? Beautiful. Now, same stuff in here. Let's see what we can do with curves. I kinda like this mode. This looks pretty good. Maybe an outline to bring it to like a more stylized feel. Wow, this is such a different thing. Whoa. Good thing I didn't show Kevin this, because this is not that at all. This is way cooler. Awesome. Anyway, I'll search it a little bit on my own, and yeah, my future self will tell you what happens next. And then I worked on extra detail. My first attempt ended up having 3D mountains with cutout photos of trees all over the foreground. Kevin specifically pointed out how he didn't like the mountains, as well as the text of the title in the background, and instead proposed using the typical suburban cookie-cutter houses, so I went absolutely nuts with those. Found several public domain photos, prepared a set of stylized smart objects, and covered everything with them. Like 1,000 houses on the ground were covered with an intense glitch, and a few more were even flying in the air next to some dope cutout clouds I made with my own photos. So that was it for the cover. I like the result so much, I even prepared several animation loops for Kevin to use in the video. So check it out through the link in the description, you can listen to the whole thing for free. And I thank you very much guys for watching this long and very intense video. I hope you liked it as much as I did, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Man, the original amount of content in this video, like I could publish an 1.5-hour version of this episode. I had to cut out so much. I hope it's bearable to watch.